Hello there, darlings. Welcome to the Clockwork Cabaret. They are old, they are not hip. They are the weird answers that you didn't know you needed or wanted. And now, for a friendly reminder, this show is for adults. That darling DJ duo, Emmett Davenport and Lady Attercop, drink cocktails, have potty mouths, and at least one of them was raised by wolves.
And with the sound of the cuckoo, you know that it is time for the Clockwork Cabaret.
Hooray!
Hooray! I am Emmett Davenport.
And I am Lady Attercop.
And this week...
we saw many Spider-Mens.
We did. We saw many Spider-Mens. I watched the new Spider-Man movie and then...
showed me highlights.
I showed Lady Attercop highlights because she did not have the attention span or the interest.
Nope, I already saw the best Spider-Man multiverse movie already, and it's called Into the Spider-Verse, so, yeah.
I mean, to be fair, that is a really good one.
It's a really good one. It's really good.
It's good, yeah. And I'm looking forward to the second one, really.
I am too. Oh my god, I'm so excited for the second one. I will talk about that at length if somebody doesn't stop me, because I was just info dumping at Emmett about why in the 70s the animation style suddenly changed at Walt Disney Studios, and they started reusing, character models and whole animation sequences, which they were riveted.
I was very riveted. It was very moving. I was
yes.
interested.
You wanted to hear all of my hot takes about the Black Cauldron.
Yes. Well, I have some very... I have a lot of opinions about it myself.
I loved that movie as a kid, and it is not good.
No, it is not good. It is not good. Also, I read the books.
Yeah, I also read the book. They're nothing like the books.
They're nothing like the books.
No, Gergie is terrible in the books.
Yeah, well, and that's one of the things, too, is that that is probably one of the first movies that I can remember where being very disappointed that they, when doing another media form of a story, they changed it so much so that it was not very barely recognizable, and that was when I started becoming a film critic.
What this podcast has shifted into.
No,
that's not a saturated market, right?
No.
Two nerds talk about movies?
No. We'll just talk about them briefly because we're on a rant.
To be fair, the movie is what got me to read the books. So I had not read the books before I just saw the movie as a kid, and I loved all sword and sorcery, art theory, and kind of crap. So
I feel like oftentimes whichever form you see first, that you consume first, is often your favorite, because that's the one that, though it doesn't,
in this case.
Yeah, it doesn't always work that way, but I feel like in a lot of instances that's one of the reasons why people have such a book versus movie
opinions, right?
Opinion.
Which did you consume as a child?
Yeah.
Which was the
first one? Yeah.
That meant a lot to you as a kid, right? I saw it in the theater when I was a kid, actually.
I saw it in the theater.
Yeah, it must have been the theater, because they never released it on VHS.
No, for good reason.
They put that in the vault and they threw away the key.
I think they have it. I think it's on Disney Plus.
It's on Disney Plus now, because I watched it recently.
And you went, wow.
Oh, it's not good.
Yeah.
I actually watched it when they re-released it. They released it to, I don't know, VHS, DVD, who knows. In the early 2000s, and I got it, and I watched it, and went, oh, child me had a much higher opinion of this movie than adult me does. Did his eyes just change color? His eyes just changed color.
Yeah, there was a lot.
Are they ever going to address why she's got a glowing, they're just not going to bring it up?
Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
Because she becomes a sorceress later in the books, you see.
Yes.
And that's we're just not
gonna...
Okay.
Nope, not gonna bring it up. It's
I also
fine.
have a sneaking suspicion if I went back and reread the books, I would be
Just
similarly disappointed. That I'd be like, wow, ooh, there's a lot of unexamined sexism and racism in these novels, huh?
I think it was very dated.
I think it was dated at its time. But
Yes.
it's okay. Because those books led me to The Darkest Rising, which is still one of my favorites. If we want to talk about a movie version mutilating the source material.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, we will not bring up the movie of that because that is...
I have ranted about the movie before.
Yes, yeah. No, that is not a... That is... It's terrible. It's terrible. I couldn't even bring myself... I saw the preview for it and went, ooh, no.
I hate-watched it. I did hate-watch it. There were some, and it's really disappointing because there were some really cool visual elements in it.
Oh, that's always sad too.
That's there's a whole sequence in a mall, where the evil forces are trying to get our protagonist.
Yeah.
And it was actually I thought that's a really good updated version of this location, and they did some really cool effects. Shame about the story though.
Oh yeah.
Shame that they took out all the magic in the story. That's a part of a trilogy about magic and King Arthur. They took all the magic out, replaced it with physics.
Oh.
It was physics that was making the magic.
Did the movie release during it was the time where everybody was all up in arms about magic things? Because remember
in the before times.
In the before times, there was a period of time where that big kids book series that I'm not mentioning.
The one that got banned for being magic instead of transphobic.
Right. That one.
Because the books weren't transphobic, just the author.
Yeah.
That one.
Yeah, that one. There was a thing.
There was a thing.
Thing about about so much magic in it.
Yes, that was bad for children because it's going to lead them to Satan.
Right. Which Satan's never mentioned.
Satan ain't even in that book. You want a book with Satan in it? Hold on.
We have. I'm sure there is some children's books. I don't know.
I don't think Satan is.
Yeah, but so that makes me wonder though if that movie came out around that time period, and they were like, well, we can't make this movie about magic.
This can't be about Merlin the magician at all, even though he's in the book.
They name him.
What if he was a scientist instead?
Yes.
What if
it was the crazy journey to see Mr. Wizard?
What if now hear me out. What if the Mr. Wizard was like in the 80s?
Yeah, was a scientist instead of an actual wizard.
What if King Arthur were actually an astronaut?
Oh yeah, that's totally different.
I would watch a version of King Arthur.
I feel like there
were
cartoons. I feel like there was a cartoon that was King Arthur in space.
I'm sure at some point in the 80s there was definitely a cartoon that was basically knights in space with metal horses. In fact, I'm 100% sure of it.
Well, there was cowboy Texas Rangers in space with metal horses called Galaxy Rangers, which I did watch.
And then there was also what was it? There was the Pirates of Darkwater, which was pirates in space.
Yes, on a different planet.
And then there was also another one with Thundar. Was it Thundar the Barbarian?
Thundar the Barbarian, yeah.
That was magic in space.
Ookla. The Mock, which I never quite understood what the heck that was. But Ookla was my favorite.
Is that one the one where the moon had cracked?
Yes.
The moon cracked.
Yes, and you find out that it's Earth. They've been on Earth the whole time. It was a very Planet of the Apes.
It's like Planet of the Apes, but what if we took out the ape part?
Yes, it was just about science.
Just made him Conan the Barbarian.
Yes.
Yeah,
but in a future.
I'm sure there was Space Knights. I'm sure there was a Space Knights. There was biker mice from Mars. They were when the Ninja Turtles hit, they were like, what if we made everything
terrible,
multiple descriptors, and then an animal?
Yes.
Pizza cats. There was samurai pizza cats.
There was street sharks.
Street sharks was. Shit! I forgot about street sharks. And there were Battletoads. There were just everything.
There's everywhere.
Although I think Battletoads might predate. I think that was a video game. I think that might predate the Ninja Turtles.
Maybe. I don't remember.
I don't know about street sharks. What if it was Ninja Turtles, but we made them sharks?
And they were on the street.
And what if
instead of being in the ocean, because
they had legs.
They had legs and they were mutated.
What if instead of turtles they were mice and they rode motorcycles? They're also aliens.
Wouldn't that be Danger Mouse?
Danger Mouse was a British spy who was a mouse.
Oh yeah, that's true. But so there's lots of animals being having jobs. Apparently, we want to just give animals jobs everywhere,
or make them aliens, or give them motorcycles, or turn them into I don't know, pizza delivery cats. I would not trust a pizza delivered by a cat.
No, that cat dropped that on the ground.
The cat definitely licked your crust.
Took all the cheese off.
Definitely licked the cheese, for sure. If my cats are any indication...
If there was any pepperoni on there, it's gone. Not getting any.
If my cats are any indication, they don't want to eat it. They just want to lick it.
Yeah.
And see if they like it. Don't give your cats pizza, folks.
Yes, it's bad.
It's got onion in it. It's got onion and garlic powder.
That's not good
onions
for
and
them.
garlics are bad for the cats.
Yeah. Poor kitties.
They can have no pizza.
No pizza for you.
This has been our pet care corner.
And with that, let's play some music.
There was a bee, a pretty little bee. I see why you might choose it. I'd rather have a madman wasp, 'cause he plays all the music.
Choose the Madman Wasp. He plays all the music.
Couldn't say that one. That was the one that threw me off.
You managed to get through almost the whole entire song.
Almost everything. And Rise Up was what... Wait, what is it now?
That's fine. It happens.
Rise up, eyes up. Wise up. Tits out.
That's a different...
Balls to the wind.
I think that's
Combine all of the...
I think that's a different...
It's a different vibe.
It's a different song.
Hamilton would have been a whole other show if they had...
Oh.
Tits out, balls to the wind.
Yeah.
Or is it tits forward, balls to the wind? I think it's tits forward, balls to the wind.
I don't know. I don't
remember where I got that.
I don't either. I just know the tits out part, but
tits out.
we're just going to say it a whole bunch.
We're just going to get banned.
From everything.
Banned from being saucy. Not banned for all the threats I made against, various
things.
Entities and humans. Which I will not repeat.
No, it's best that you don't.
It's best that I don't. My lawyer has advised me not to repeat those.
Betty Sackface.
By lawyer, I mean the bag of potatoes that I've drawn a face on. Betty Sackface. Look, I live in America, and this is all I can afford.
You just are a representation that you can afford.
That's right. I mean, you should see my doctor.
It's just a cotton ball.
It's a sweet potato.
Oh, a sweet potato.
Dr. Sackface.
Oh. Are they related?
I was in the Procedure Sackface family.
Yes. Oh.
Yes.
Oh, yes, a Sackface. They're very well known. Very connected.
So, we have talked about word games on this show before. We're going to talk about them some more, because I'm bringing it up.
Okay.
We have talked about Wordle. Is it called? That's the one where you have to guess the word, you fill it in, and it gives you green. That's where everybody has like weird green squares on their social media.
Oh, yes.
That's what that is.
I don't know anything about it.
But
other
there was
than that it's a thing.
That it exists.
Yeah.
And that makes people put squares on there.
Yes.
There's a one that's all about dirty words called Loodle.
Oh.
And this is not a spoiler because the word is long past and it's not in the future at all. But one of them was teabag one day, which caused my boss, because we're all playing Loodle in the salon, which caused my boss to come up to me and under her breath be like, "Do you know what teabag means?" Like, yes, I do.
Did she know?
She did.
Oh, okay.
Well, no, she had to look it up. But and then her daughter knew what it was because of Fortnite. So there's a fun fact for you all. But it did cause me to tell this story that there was a client for a company that I used to work for that I will not reference. You've heard me talk about my past jobs here before, so you'll just have to guess about which one of my various sketchy jobs this was. But their last name was Teabaggy.
Oh.
Honest to God.
Nice.
Mrs. Teabaggy was about 85, and every time any of us in the office had to talk to her, we would all start snickering. because we'd be like, Mrs. Teabaggy is on the line. And then we'd be because, we're all emotionally 12 sometimes.
Yes. Yeah. That is true.
And my manager did not know why we were laughing. And we're just like, so we had to be like, like the tea bag for tea.
Yes.
And nothing else that could resemble a tea bag.
No.
Anyway, so let's talk about business.
And then you find out that the way she pronounces it was Smith.
No, it was Teabaggy.
Oh, okay.
Because she would get on the line and be like, this is Mrs. Teabaggy. And man, oh man, when I tell you I did not laugh when an 80-year-old woman got on the phone with me and said that, this is Mrs. Teabaggy, I tell you, I am strong. I did not. I went, oh, yes, hold please. So then I could laugh. So that's the same job.
Loodle.
Loodle. That's the same job where General Dr. Bones came from.
Oh, General Dr. Bones, yes.
Someone left a series of bizarre, drunken voicemails on our system at like 4 a.m. Dr. Bones! General Dr. Bones! And then proceeded to rant. They were pretty entertaining.
Oh, back in the day when answering machines.
Yes, when you could get stuff on tape and then convert it to MP3.
Yes.
Because guess what I did?
Or make a song.
I did put it up on YouTube. It is still there. Every once in a while, I'll go back and check if General Dr. Bones is still around, and he still is. It's on the internet forever now. It's my legacy to future generations.
I kind of wish that the internet was around when I was in college, because my college roommate had the most beautiful, ridiculous message on our answering machine for a really, really long time,
It was lost to time.
It was lost to time. I don't even know who took the tape when the answering machine finally broke.
They kept the tape. Like, we have to save this.
But it was a very long, I want to say 15, 20 minute long answering machine message where he basically proceeded to tell a story about everyone who lived in the house as to why they could not come to the phone.
Good Lord.
Well, we were all out of town. The other two roommates, I lived with four, it was a total of 4 people, and I lived with 3 other people, and my roommate, who was left to his own devices one weekend, and I guess everyone he knew was gone for the weekend, and he didn't have to work, and he just...
Yeah, and before the internet, like, what do you do with all your spare time?
So he proceeded to entertain himself by making this long, rambly answering machine message that we left on the answering machine for probably 2 years.
Well, for one... Oh my God! What an epic creation of raw talent.
Oh, it was beautiful.
Creativity.
It cracked me up. Like, we were all laughing hysterically when we heard it. It also very much annoyed my mother, which was, of course, a wonderful.
Just an added side bonus.
Yes. She would call, and that thing would answer, and she would immediately hang up, because she had been through it once. And then she was like, no, and she kept telling me that I needed to change it, and I went, it's not my answering machine, Mother.
I'm not allowed to touch it.
I'm not allowed to touch it.
Not after last time.
It's not my machine. I am not allowed to. It is the shared house machine. We can't.
Are weird answering, like, are weird prompts for your voicemail still a thing? Like, I have no idea. I don't ever call anyone anymore.
I think so. I mean, like,
humans when I can help it.
I mean, like, I know I just made a little normal answering machine message on mine that just
right.
But
like, yeah, because remember, for a very long time it was the hello. Like, when back in the day, children, when cell phones was still new, everybody did the version of hello. I think the call is dropping. Hello? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. I'm not here. Like, that was a very popular one. And, I know that I definitely was asked to ramble in a weird accent on several friends' answering machines
Yes.
before in college.
Yeah.
Because they didn't want people to leave them messages, actually. So it's like,
Yeah.
hey, or if you put them off enough by talking in a weird Scottish voice about, I don't know, Smurfs or something.
And so there,
Yeah. Here, tell that story about the dream you had where you beat Smurfs with a baseball bat. But do it in an accent. And I was like, okay. An audience? For moi?
Well, yeah. Well, when I finally did get around to making a new answering machine message, because my mother was
She was so mad.
repeatedly mad, that I finally was like, okay, fine. I had made one that was, I think it was actually a Kurt Vonnegut reference. I think I got it from a book or something, and it was essentially about how, like, you have reached, you have reached the Davenport residence. We can't come to the phone right now. Or perhaps we are avoiding someone who we don't like. If we don't call you back, it's probably you.
Oh, I bet your mom will love that one.
Yeah, she didn't appreciate that one.
That one.
But I was like, but it's short, Mom.
That was your only requirement.
That's
so rude.
It's so rude. You never call me back. Well, yeah. There you go.
Don't I? That's strange.
I feel like it might be telling me
The
something.
next one was, fear is the little mind killer, I must not fear. And then she recited all of Dune, or they recited all of Dune into the answering machine.
That it was
entire
too long. The whole book. I just read the script. I just read the Dune movie script.
I haven't seen the new Dune movie.
I have it. I would like to call it Sleep is the Mind Killer. It makes me sleepy.
Dune, just in general.
Yeah. And then also that movie just made me sleepy.
The original or the new?
The new one.
The new one?
It's very sleepy.
Oh, they didn't have the olive oil budget that the 80s.
Well, for one, there's no Sting in it.
Yeah, I was gonna say Sting in a metal bikini.
In fact, that character, I don't even think that character was in the book. So
they invented it just for Sting.
Just for Sting. Yeah.
What if we put Sting in this movie for no reason? They were like, good idea. What if we got him?
I'm
greasy first?
Trying to be very careful because I'm sure I will get plenty of hate mail from Dune lovers. But I am not a Dune fan. I read 3 of the books.
Well, you gave it a good run.
I gave it a good try.
They are long.
They're very long. It got super weird, and
It does go super weird.
I just couldn't handle it anymore.
One of my classmates was reading all the Dune books, like 12 of them, or however many there are.
I don't even remember.
And he found out that I had seen the movie, and we're like, "Do you like Dune?" I was like, "Well, the movie was fine." I mean, like, I did like David Lynch, but it was not really my. He's like, "Have you ever read the book?" I'm like, "No, I've never read the book. It's not really my brand of fantasy, sci-fi fantasy." And he's like, "Oh, it's like I'm reading as one of the." He was also a receptionist in a salon. He's like, "Yeah, one of the stylists. It's like her all-time favorite series, and she's really encouraged me to read it because I like sci-fi, so I'm reading it." Boy, sure was written by an old white man, huh? And this is a young white man saying this, and I'm like, sure is. Yeah. Sure is. He's like, yeah, I'm at the part where he gets way into describing the sexy race and how they like how their sex is just so good. And it's like, and I keep being like, what happened to your wife around this? I was like, so I looked it up and his wife had passed away. I was like, oh, so it was on his mind a little bit. He's like, yeah. Yeah,
there's a lot of sci-fi of that time period that...
There are a lot of books of that time period. Well, and now when you read it and go, ooh, boy, buddy.
Yeah.
Hey, bud.
Once again, as the advice we would give Bruce Wayne, maybe you should have gone to therapy.
Hey, bud, maybe some therapy would be good for you.
Yeah.
Also, we should say that to Spider-Man.
Yes.
Apparently, every incarnation of Spider-Man is like, hey, bud.
You okay?
Hey, you okay there?
Hello. You need a juice box?
You seem a little,
I'll give you some juice box and some string cheese.
Maybe a pair of headphones so you can de-stress a little.
Yeah.
Well, maybe that's why Miles is the most well-adjusted Spider-Man. He's got some headphones on and a snack in his backpack and a cat friend, so he's good.
And both parents.
Oh, poor Spider-Mans. They can never keep their aunts or uncles.
I don't understand what it is about superheroes having to lose a parent, if not both.
Because you can't. It will just.
Because if you're well-adjusted,
if you're well-adjusted, you're not going to go fight somebody in tights. And I think like
Superman.
Oh yeah, but Superman's dad dies.
Oh, that's true.
And so, like, I feel like because if there's a parent,
but not violently. Doesn't he just have a heart attack?
I can't remember.
I think he just has a heart attack.
I think in one of the grimdark ones, he gets sucked up into a tornado.
Oh. Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he gets sucked up into...
Oh, all right.
It shouldn't be funny, but it really is.
And on that note, I think that brings us to the end of the show.
This is, of course, the same... This is the same Superman that, like, and Batman where he says Martha, and he's like, whoa!
We're gonna leave... Oh, we're just gonna leave it right there. That you have to think about all of that now.
It's in your brain now.
We're so happy to share that with you. And with that, this has been the Clockwork Cabaret. She is Lady Attercop.
They are Emmett Davenport.
And it's not work we do. It's love.
Save Martha.
This is Mad Wasp Radio, home of the hits.